I've wanted the love of an older brother ever since I had consciousness as a physical being, and I've been seeking that all my life, and he just isn't there for that.
But here's the thing that we want you to understand.
Okay.
You got right to it so fast. That's where it got off track, and it can easily get back on track here. Get ready. You were not and have not been and are not seeking the love of an older brother. You're seeking connection with you, which sometimes a loving older brother can encourage. When someone holds you as their object of attention and they are appreciating you, they're connected to Source. And in their appreciation, they flood it all over you. And it feels so good, and it's easy to then assume that the reason I feel so good in your appreciation is because you are appreciating me, when what's happening is they are influencing you to your own vibrational alignment with who you are. So it's your connection to your inner being that you've been seeking all this time. It's not been the love of your brother, it's been alignment with who you are. You see, your inner being adores you. Your inner being adores your brother unconditionally. So when you are finding thoughts that allow the fullness of your inner being to be flowing through you, you feel wonderful. And that's what you've been yearning for all this time. Your guidance system has been working all along. Those thoughts that make you feel so awful feel so awful because you're having thoughts that are different than your inner being is able or capable or willing to have, you see. Do you get this? That the reason you feel negative emotion is because you're out there without your inner being in your vibration fully. If your inner being joined you in your negative thought about your brother, you wouldn't feel negative emotion. Your inner being would be right there with you, but your inner being will not join you in those negative thoughts. That's a very important thing to understand. So the reason that we are probing back here a little bit is because we're wanting you to realize that it doesn't matter what has been. You can't go back and undo any of that. But you can stand where you are and find a way of approaching the subject in a way that feels better to you. And the only way that you are going to improve the way you feel about your brother is for the way your brother feels about you to be unimportant. And the only way that you are going to be able to make the way somebody else feels about you or their opinion unimportant is by having a guidance system of your own opinions that are important. In other words, and can you hear what we're driving at? The only thing we ever drive at. We want you to tune in, tap in, turn on to the energy of your source, and in that connection it really becomes irrelevant what anybody else is doing.
Yeah.
So we're going to speak to you from the standpoint of your inner being, who saw everything that you ever lived, who knows everything that you are, who understands the dynamics of your family. And this is what your inner being has to say about this family reunion. I am, and we are speaking singularly, even though your inner being is a collective consciousness with many others, and so it's a whole host of energy that's accompanying you when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. I am so eager to lay eyes on my brother and express through vibration, not words, my appreciation of him. I know that from where he is, he will in no way, shape, or form return the favor. I don't care, because what he thinks about me matters not at all. What I think about him is everything. I am not going to go to the reunion with any concern about anyone's awareness of me. I'm going to be so practiced in what I am seeing in them and so tuned up to what feels best to me, I'm going to make peace with where I came from. Now, we are guiding it into the vernacular of you in your physical body with your inner being within you. In other words, I'm going here because I choose to go here. And I'm glad that there are people that I get to see and I'm wanting to see them. And there are things about my mother and things about my family and things about all of that that I'm eager to participate in. And I don't think that I'm going to feel the way I have ever felt before when I've been there, because I'm approaching the whole thing from an entirely different standpoint. I'm taking all of me to the party. I'm no longer comparing anything that they think I should have done or that I think I should have become to any standard. In other words, what they think is utterly irrelevant. They don't have the facts. They don't have the ability. And it's not going to stop them from trying. But I'm going to have a different vibrational response to this. So between now and then, I'm going to practice loving them. Now, the way I'm going to do that is that I can love this podium.
Lists of appreciations, perhaps.
Because appreciation and love are the same vibration. And so when I turn my attention to anything, I can find a positive aspect in it. Mm-hmm. And the reason that I would attempt to find a positive aspect in something is not because the podium needs my approval. It's because in my finding something to appreciate, I use my to tune me in to me. When I look at something that isn't the way I want it to be, and I need it to change so that I can feel better, I've disempowered myself because I don't have the power